Good afternoon, internet, and welcome back to the channel. So it's Sunday afternoon, it is the 8th of September, and it's a horrible day. It's windy, it's raining, in fact it's absolutely thrown it down. It's even gone cold, would you believe, eh? So there you go, not a nice day at all. The plan for today was out on the bike. I got up this morning, the plan went out the window rather quickly. So I thought to myself, I might as well say hello, let you all know that I'm still here. And exciting bit for me at the moment is, as you know, I made my mind up on what bike I'm going to have, although I'm not revealing anything yet. And at the time, you know, it wasn't sort of, I knew it wasn't going to be, or I wasn't going to get it till October time. But it's ordered now, and now I'm really looking forward to getting it. You know what I mean? You get that, I want the bike for excuse me. No. So it sort of gets to you, you know, you're like a kid with a new toy, you know, gotta get the new bike, gotta get the new bike. But it's going to be a while yet. And to be honest with you, I'm sort of glad in a way. This cough that the whole family's got, the wife's really bad with it now, and apparently they call it the 100-day cough, yeah, which isn't good, and you just can't get rid of it. It's the most awful thing out, you know. It sort of wears you down because you're coughing that much that everywhere else hurts, but still, never mind. So basically, the new bike, I'm sort of hoping that by the time it gets here, that this weather will start to improve, because, you know, the dealership from me is a good hour and a half ride. The last thing you want to do is a brand new bike, you know, because you want to enjoy it, don't you, let's face it. And you don't want to be riding home in the rain and the wind and everything else, and then you get it back, and if you're anything like me, if I ever come back and my bikes are wet, before I do anything else, the bike is dried down, absolutely dried down, you know, until I get every bit of dirt off it. So that sort of puts the kibosh on it, you know, it sort of takes the edge off it. So hopefully, I don't even mind in October if we're getting a cold weather, because, you know, you can wrap up, can't you? It's just the rain, it really is the rain. And again, in September, I'm hoping to get up round St Michael's Mount, or San Mon Michel, or whatever it is they call it here, and meet up with Pete. That would be great. Again, weather permitting, you know. I could always use a car though. Now, yesterday in France, here, clock this one, they had a twister. Hey, can you get that? A twister in France. It only lasted 2 minutes, but let's face it, if you're anywhere near it, 2 minutes can seem like a lifetime, can't it? It wasn't a hugely violent one, and thank God it didn't do any damage to anything. But the pictures of it were pretty spectacular, you know. I mean, a full-bodied, funneled, let's get down to earth twister. And that was more down south, because you don't get the temperatures here to get a twister. Still, never mind. But yeah, so I thought to myself, hold on a sec, do you remember the film Twister? In fact, I think there's been 2 now, but the original one, Twister. Do you remember where she had that barrel and they released all them things up? Anyway, I thought, hey, what an edge for the channel, hey? I could be out there chasing the twisters. Not too sure if the Himalayan would keep up with the one, but there you go. You got to hope. Excuse me a minute. Right. Now, so one thing I thought I'd say again today, and I didn't really clock this until I was going to go out this morning and then change my mind. But it's nearly 2 years that I've had the Himalayan. 2 years. How quick has that gone? And of course, this year, to be fair, on all of my bikes, I haven't really put much on the clocks because, well, just a mixture of things. First of all, my foot, which took God knows how long. And do you know what? I have to go to physiotherapy twice a week with this foot, because I've only got to walk around a car park. Well, no, a bit of an exaggeration. Say I go shopping, you know, when we do that, I come out, the foot's swollen up, so it's far from right. So I'm physiotherapy twice a week. And then whooping cough, you know, the whole family, we got whooping cough. And then my daughter with her operation. So and not to mention the weather. I mean, come on, the weather is like. So I haven't put much mileage or kilometres or whatever you want to call them on the bikes, but the Himalayan, nearly 2 years old. And right, let's have a turn round. I know you've seen it turn round many times before, but you know what, I still think these bikes are a really cracking looking bike. Yeah, so I'm going to go the other side of it. And so 2 years on, and I've got I think just over 4,500 kilometres on this. And again, and I've said this many times, I do not regret buying this bike at all. You know, it's a love-hate relationship with these things. You either love them or you hate them. I absolutely love mine. I think it's great. It does everything I want it to do. I've said this so many times before. So after 2 years, you know, it's nicely running now, and it was running properly. And I think, again, especially with the Royal Enfields, who they make a point of saying how they want their bikes running, and I think if you run them incorrectly and you follow their procedures, these bikes are great. And yes, okay, I know these, you know, the 411 model is very agricultural sounding, isn't it? You know, I mean, it's a long single stroke engine, and so it clatters and it rattles a bit, and because it's not water cooled, there's no more protection to quieten it down. But if you look after them, you know, I think they're great bikes. And so yeah, I mean, the little bits and pieces that I've done to mine, you know, I did the air filter, I changed the sprocket, I put some bags on it, I put a top box on it, I changed the factory rack because I didn't think that was much cop. I put this seat cover on, and man, am I so glad I put this seat cover on. I put some bar raisers on, I put some mirror extenders on it, I put the bracket for the sat nav, I put a sat nav on it, I put some fog lights on it, what else, crash bars on, engine protection, whatever you want to call them, I put them on. I think that's it really, isn't it? Is that all I've done to it? I did change the exhaust, and I put the power range on, which I've said before, and I took it off. I'm really happy I did. I'm not happy with the finish of the standard exhaust. It looks horrible. It's absolutely crap, you know, especially if you look at the inside, this side of it, where they've sort of primed over the, you know, the rivets and the welds. Awful job. So over the winter, what I'm going to do is this will be up on the ramp again. I'm going to check all the pivot points for the suspension on the bottom. I'll check the brakes again. I always do, you know, on any bike that I've got, take them apart and clean them. And I'm going to spray this exhaust black. I'm just going to do it black, and then that should tidy that up a bit. But that's a winter project. Give me something to do in the winter, because I have the feeling it's going to be a very long, wet, miserable winter this year, which is just a continuation of the summer. So yeah, excuse me. so that's it really. You know, 2 years of ownership. I don't regret one single minute of the ownership that I've had with this bike. I don't. I think it's great, and I'm so much looking forward to the new one arriving here. As you know, the Transalp's gone. The little Meteor, I'm quite surprised really. I put that up for sale and no interest in it at all, which is really weird, isn't it? You know, especially living where I live, because it falls into that under the 650 category, which a lot of people like in France. But absolutely no interest at all, you know. I think some reasons looking at it maybe is that in France, if you've got a car license, you can automatically drive or ride a 125. So I think if you're going to pass your test for a bigger bike, maybe they look at it and think, well, 350 to be fair, what's the point? So they want something bigger, you know, 650 or bigger than that, whatever you want to do. And so I think it's a bit of a strange category really, but certainly there's been no interest in it whatsoever, which I was surprised. I thought, to be honest with you, that the Meteor would sell faster than the Transalp, you know, because you have to want a Transalp to buy the Transalp, you know. Whereas the Meteor, I think it's in a bracket where it's a strange power bracket, and there's a lot of competition, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. We shall see. Well, that's it really. I don't think there's much else to say. Harry, if you're listening, Harry, that is in Latvia. You did hear me right the first time. I have found the bike that I'm going to buy. Yeah. But again, you're going to have to wait until the reveal, is there anything else I was going to say? I don't think there is. Hopefully next week I might be able to get out on the bike, although the weather forecast for next week is absolutely awful again. We will have to wait and see. So I think that's it. I think I've covered it all. My little 2-year review of this, which there wasn't a lot to review really, because I've sort of said it all the way along, and I say it so many times. I think these bikes are great. I wish they were still in production, I really do. Wouldn't it be fantastic if they kept these, or would have kept them in production? But there you go. I suppose everybody's got to move on with the times. Okay, so on that, I'm going to end this little video. I hope wherever you are, your weather's not looking too good, bad. I mean, not good, bad. Basically, I hope you got better weather than I have, which shouldn't be too hard. And let's hope that the coming week, I mean, September should be a good month, shouldn't it? We should be able to be out in September, you know, and I don't know. This, what a strange year this has been for everybody weather-wise. I think it's been absolutely awful. Right, I'm definitely going because I'll be boring you all. Right, I'll copy you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. I love comments. I always try to answer them all back. And I'd love you to subscribe. They're going up slowly. They are going up slowly. So, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.